Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we're doing a mid-year check-in spread for all my Libras. So all my Libra suns, moons, rising, ascendant, north node, Venus, if you have any of these placements, this is going to be a mid-year check-in spread for you. So we'll see what has already happened for my Libras and what you can expect for the rest of 2022. So we'll start with tarot. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family. What has already occurred for my Libras? What has already happened? Clear, concise messages, spirit. Tarot, tell me true. What do I need to know from you? Clear, concise messages. What has already occurred for my Libras? What has already occurred for my Libras? So we have the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords in this deck. We have Death. And we have the Princess of Cups. Below the deck we have Nine of Swords. So we'll figure out why are we losing sleep, Libras. So what I'm getting here is you have been doing everything that you need to be doing. You have been taking the right kind of actions that you think are right for you. But the Knight of Swords, his version of the truth is not always the truth. So that's what I'm getting here with Libras. I feel you may be going against the grain, not in a way that is actually benefiting you. I feel, and I feel a lot of y'all have gone through some deep and major transformation this year with the Death card. Definitely a very, very big change has happened for you, and you have transformed. And I feel some of y'all may have difficulty accepting this change. That when the Death card occurs, it's definitely about endings and new beginnings. So I feel you're sort of in the limbo state right now. You're not exactly new and you're not exactly old, but you're somewhere in the purgatory. Just floating. That's what I'm getting with this Death card. You're still sort of in the cocoon stages. And I feel the best way for you to get out of this is embracing your inner child with the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in this deck. You need to really come back in touch with your inner child, and just operate out of your feelings and not out of your thoughts. I feel Libras, you have been very up in your head. You've just become this big brain. I don't feel you are very grounded or in touch with your reality here. And this Princess of Cups is an invitation for you to get in touch with your emotions. And I feel a lot of y'all have been doing this and realizing this. But I feel a lot of y'all may have to do this more, because I feel all this action you have been taking has just been a way for you to not focus inwards, not be self-aware. I think you need to spend some time with yourself and get in touch with your emotions and just the playfulness of doing things. I feel you have just made everything such a chore, Libras. You really haven't. You've lost the joy of doing things here. You've really lost the joy of just being. You're just so go all the time that you have just not allowed yourself to feel. So you really need to come in touch with your emotional body. It'll really make a very, very big difference for you. You're definitely losing sleep over something. I feel a lot of circumstantially things haven't been going in your way, but I have a strong feeling this will change for the rest of the year. And I feel this is also important and necessary for Libras, to aid this death process. You really need to free yourself from your mind here, Libras. That's what I'm really, really getting. You're literally being your biggest enemy. Your mind is being your biggest enemy. And I know Libras, you're very intellectual, and it is a double-edged sword, right? Your intellect is a double-edged sword. Sometimes It can benefit you, but a lot of times it can just hinder you. And I feel that is what is happening. You need to just allow yourself to change and let that deep transformation happen. Alright, so this is what has already happened. How will the rest of the 2022 look like for my Libras? How will the rest of the year look like for Libras? How will the rest of the 2022 look like for Libras? Angels and Precious Guides, their concise messages. Thank you. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So that ties in with the Princess of Cups, as I was saying. Five of Swords. Five of Swords below the deck. Death card makes sense. Eight of Swords. What was I saying about you being stuck in your mind, Libras? The Hanged Man. Four of Wands. Oh, and the Queen of Swords, which is very much the Libra card in this deck, you know. And below the deck we have a Queen of Cups. So Libras, what I'm getting here is, like I said, you know, you have definitely been trying your best to connect to your inner child here with the Princess of Cups. And I feel you will be able to succeed in connecting with your inner child here, you know. I feel you haven't poured into your cup, your own cup here, and I feel that has to start, you know, and I feel it will start for the rest of 2022 now, you know, starting from June. I feel, you know, you will stop looking for external validation if you have been doing that, and you will put your energy and your focus towards yourself and your inner needs and wants and your own creative desires that you haven't completely tapped into your potential yet. You know, your creative potential, it's very much there for you to tap into, and I feel you're limiting yourself here. But I feel, you know, we have a lot of Swords cards, but you know, I feel getting in touch with your own emotional body will be very, very rewarding for you, Libras. You really, really need to just tap into your emotions and your feelings, because a lot of the unawareness that I'm sensing here is only happening because you're so in your head and not in your heart, you know. So you need to find that balance between the head and the heart here. Yeah, below the death we have the Five of Swords. Like I said, you know, major endings have happened, and you're not cutting your losses and moving on. So what I'm getting here with the Five of Swords is you really need to just cut your losses and move on for better things to come to you. And you need to believe that better things will come to you, because they will. You know, anything that has been taken away from you will be restored. But that will only happen if you get out of your head. You know, so just accept defeat. Accept your limitations. You can only transcend your limitations if you accept them. You know, and again, what I'm getting here is you need to go inwards, Libras. You really, really need to go to a place of emotional introspection, because you're just hiding behind your intellect here. You're just hiding behind your verbiage. You're just hiding behind your thoughts. What about your feelings and your passions and your creativity? You know, you have just put that on the backbench here, and you really, really need to bring all those things in alignment and harmony here. And that will happen for you for the rest of 2022. But you just have to do it. Yes, Eight of Swords. Like I said, you know, the bad thing, it has ended. You know, the death has occurred here. The defeat has occurred, and you're free. You're really free for the rest of 2022 to move towards whatever you want and you need. But you're just so stuck in your head here. You know, you just don't want to move on. You just don't want to move to something new. And yeah, but like I said, you know, Eight of Swords is about you being free but not realizing that you're really free. You know, there's so much PTSD and survivor's trauma that I'm getting here, Libras, and you're just pushing it down and not feeling it, and you're just trying to intellectualize your feelings. You cannot intellectualize your feelings. You have to feel your feelings. You know, don't push it away. Do not ignore it. Do not hide behind your sense of humor. Do not hide behind your intellect here. You know, allow yourself to be vulnerable and gritty. It's very, very important for you to grow. Because you're free to move. You're really, really free to move here, but you don't want to move. You know, and you don't see that you can actually move. You know, it's your mind playing the trick here. Like I said, you know, it's a double-edged sword. And the Hangman, which ties in with the Eight of Swords, you know. Past cannot be changed. Future, you can get an idea. But what you can really do is just change the way you look at things. I'm sensing a lot of pessimism here. I'm sensing just a lot of pessimism. You know, so you really need to let go. And the only way to let go of your pessimism is to tap into your emotional body. And how will you do that if you're just so stuck in your head all the time? Find balance. Ground yourself. Grounding is also coming through very, very importantly here. And it's just about hanging yourself upside down and looking at things from a whole new perspective. See, because your situation may not change really, but the way you look at it, that is on you. You know, so don't think of yourself as a victim. I feel there's a lot of victimhood going around. I'm sensing that. Again, this is a general reading, take what resonates, leave the rest. But I feel some of y'all are in this victimhood mentality and this sort of pity party and limiting yourself. And that is not needed. That is really not needed. What is needed is to change the way you look at things. Look at things from a fresh, new set of eyes. That is what is being really called to you here. And if you do that, you will get to the Four of Swords. So what I'm getting here is a lot of y'all may get a new home. Or, you know, if you just have a home and things are not very happy, I feel things will be very, very happy in your house. So this will only happen if you allow yourself to get out of your head. You know, your biggest strength is your head, but that is also your biggest weakness here, right? And your Four of Wands is also the portal card, you know, so you're definitely changing your destiny and you're shifting your history. And that's a very big deal. And you can make this leap of faith by entering this portal, you know. And the only way to do this is to bring yourself in balance. Bring your mind in balance with your heart. Bring your passions in balance with your reality. Really, you really need to do that, Libra. And, you know, things will just change upside down for you, you know. Things will definitely do a 360 if you do this for yourself. And we have the Queen of Swords. So what I'm getting here is the reading started with the Prince of Swords and it ends with the Queen of Swords. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of pessimism because of the way things have ended for you. And you don't know where to put the blame, to put it on yourself or to put on others. And sometimes the blame cannot be put anywhere, you know, sometimes the blame can just be blamed. You know, it's collateral sometimes. It really is, you know. It's not just your fault, it's also the other person's fault. And you cannot say how much is what. You know. So you really need to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Like I said, getting in touch with your emotional body. Allow yourself to be vulnerable with the people, with the right kind of people, you know. Don't cut everyone out. Definitely cut out the people that you feel are no longer serving your highest and your greatest good. But don't have boundaries with everyone. Don't be cold. I know Libras can be very, very cold at times. So don't go into your little Libra shell and be cold, and don't detach yourself. Ground yourself. Every time you feel you're too much in your head and you're dissociating and you're just out of your body, ground yourself. Go out for a walk. Take a walk in nature. Talk to your friends. Don't isolate yourself. That is what I'm really, really getting here. You know, I know a lot of Libras that just love isolating themselves. So don't do that. And if you're doing that, get out, make friends, meet people. Because there are people who will understand you. They really will. You just have to allow them. Don't mentally just run the course thinking, oh, this person won't even get me, why should I try? Don't give up. Don't give up without trying. I know your mind can be like a very sophisticated machine, you know, it just processes things for you. But sometimes you just need to be out of it. You really, really need to step out of your mind. Because you're not here, you're not there. And you're sort of everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So don't do that. Really, really don't. Get in touch with your emotions. It's going to make all the difference. We'll pull some oracle. Any final advice? Any final advice? Some of y'all could be dealing with a Gemini, or maybe you have a Libra and a Gemini placement. That's what I'm getting here from the Queen of Swords. Any final messages for Libras? A lot of y'all may want to get back to your creativity. A lot of y'all may be artists, singers, songwriters, dancers. So just get back to your creativity. You haven't allowed yourself to be creative. Just draw a cartoon if you want, but draw something, color something, sing something. Just do that for the sake of doing it. Don't do it for like getting an art piece done. Just do any kind of creative stuff that would make your inner child happy. And you know what works the best for you. Do what you did as a kid. I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Like I said, you're definitely changing your destiny, you're definitely rewriting your history here. And for that to truly happen, you cannot do this with just your intellect. You cannot create an empire and a legacy just with your mind. She's sort of tapping into her own inner waters here, her own subconscious, her own starry ocean. And that's what you need to do. You need to open the dam. You've just not allowed yourself to feel for a very, very long time. And that is creating so much destruction that is not even needed. This is not the good kind of destruction that helps you grow. This is just the kind of destruction that keeps you in your place, that hides you from your potential. So you really need to just allow yourself to flow and just be natural and just not know everything all the time and not have all the answers. You don't need to have all the answers all the time. One more card for my Libras. Angels and ancestors, good guys, thank you. Any final advice? Any final advice for my Libras? Jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Like I said, you have already, this major transformation has already happened, but you're not on the other side of it yet. You're sort of in the midst of the chaos. And the only way to get through it is to say yes to the change. Do not try to direct the course of events. Do not try to control things. You cannot control anything ever, truly, if you think about it. But just flow, find your natural Tao. Find your dynamism, find what works for you and you only. And do that, stick to that. Double mission, light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. So you're being called here to really, really step into your uniqueness. Some of you may identify as a starseed. Look it up. We'll do a starseed reading at some point, but you may definitely identify as a starseed, and starseeds always have a very unique and a special mission of being here. And starseeds are always very protected, so don't think the worst, don't assume the worst, and don't, just because you assume the worst, don't stop doing it. Just acknowledge that, okay, I just assumed the worst. This may not exactly happen, but even if it happens, it has already occurred in my mind. So even if it actually happens, it's not really going to make a difference because, you've gone through the anxiety already. So just why stop yourself from taking the leap of faith? I think it's better to fail than to regret, right? Yeah, so I think this is... Any messages? You definitely need to go inward. You definitely need to introspect. Take some time out. Really, really go inward. that's where the answers will come from. That's where the answers will come from. You know, it's going to come from your own subconscious emotional body. So get in touch with that. Really, really get in touch with that. Yeah, so that's all I have for my Libras. I really hope this reading resonated and you got something out of it. If you like my style of reading, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.